You've heard the podcast, now read the book. A Murder Most Foul, The Life of a Hitman. The new novel by Richard Marx. Enter the mind of a contract killer who committed one of the most inexplicable crimes of the 20th century. The inside story will shock you. The News Echo says, Marx has crafted an engrossing novel that is the literary equivalent to a jigsaw puzzle. The Westchester Journal says, Richard Marx writes with confidence and conviction. The voice is world-weary but sharp, poetic but not flowery. His prose is filled with gallows humor, literary allusions, and sentences that often read like lyrics or spoken-word confessionals. A Murder Most Foul, The Life of a Hitman. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and wherever fine books are sold. From Oxford Press. Greetings, friends. This is Dr. Richard Marx, and welcome to A Murder Most Foul, The Life of a Hitman, a reading of my unpublished novel, In Chapters. I hope you'll enjoy it. Chapter 42. Then, The Heart of Darkness. Sec and occasionally Walter tried to get me out of my funk and lighten my mood. Sec called me sometime in September 1979. We're going to the Ziegfeld tonight. Be there by 2100. The show starts at 21:30, Sec commanded. What show? The Ziegfeld? I don't have time for your follies, or for Florence Ziegfeld's for that matter, I joked. Very funny. You're a regular Henny Youngman. Come on, even Walter the Spectre is coming. I want to see that Apocalypse Now. Maybe you'll even be in it, jawhead. What the hell? Brando's in it, right? Okay, I'd watch anything with him in it. Like Maria Schneider? He was in Her. You bring the butter, Sec rasped. Has anyone ever told you you're a pig? I asked. No, but I don't get out much, he quipped. The public appreciates that, no doubt, I joked. I decided to walk to the theater. It wasn't far, and I wanted to take advantage of the autumn evening. As I passed Argosy Books on 59th, their shop window caught my eye. A Modern Mark Twain, John Gardner, New York Times. The book Gardner was heaping this lofty praise upon was called Dawn for Bonzo. It was the author's name that rang a bell, written by Arthur Hamilton, Jr. It took me a moment, but I remembered using that name. Was this a message? I picked up a copy and found no information about the author. It might have been nothing but a coincidence, although when I read the book later that week, I knew, and it lifted my spirits immeasurably. Walter met us at the theater, and a big tub of popcorn and me out $1.55 later, we watched the jungle explode and Vietnam, or what looked more to me like the Philippines, was back. The crew of the PBR and the men of the 1st of the 9th, on the beach after the Valkyrie scene, had all three of us in hysterics. As Charlie's mortar rounds exploded all around them, everybody hits the dirt except Colonel Kilgore. He doesn't even flinch. The first time this happened, all three of us said, "Sarge!" in perfect unison. Now, Sarge wasn't a nutcase like Kilgore, but that same fearlessness was a feature of both men. All in all, the three of us liked the film and discussed it while grabbing a beer after the movie. As the only non-vet, I shared a few inaccuracies I found. First, a Bell UH-1 Huey couldn't lift a 20,000-pound PBR. Charlie's tracer rounds burned green rather than red, and I never saw a 30-round banana clip in an M16. They were all 20 rounds. Privately, the movie bothered me. I fought or assisted in many operations with MACV-SOG soldiers: Tet, Operation Commando Hunt, the Cambodian Campaign, Operation Lam Sang 719, and the Easter Offensive, to name a few. We often hung out with the SOGs when they were in Saigon, and none of them were as tightly wrapped as the Willard character in the film. Besides the Sarge character, the playmate in the USO show dressed in Indian garb made me think of Gabs. No comparison. And of course, the chef was from New Orleans, which shot me back to the best days of my life in that city. It was a fine flick, but it hit a little too close to home. Of course, as much as I liked the film, I enjoyed people watching just as much. The audience was made up mostly of vets. You could tell by watching the way they moved. I called my ability to spot Vietnam vets NAMDAR, Vietnam Radar. Watching the back of their heads jerk when explosions happen in the movie, watching them shake their heads when Willard and Kilgore first meet and exchange salutes on a hot beach, or hearing them snicker when Kilgore is tossing standard playing cards on dead dink bodies. These guys, mostly sitting alone, weren't ear necklace, ace of spades deck soldiers. These were real soldiers. Some of them may have served as office workers, some of them may have served as cooks, but I guarantee that walking out of that theater, they all became chopper door gunners. And why the fuck not? After the hell most of them endured in country and the shitty way they were treated when they returned, they deserve it. Thank you for listening to A Murder Most Foul, The Life of a Hitman, copyright 2025, as read by me, the author, Dr. Richard Marks. A new chapter will be posted each week. A Murder Most Foul is produced and recorded at Batavia Studios in Jakarta. This podcast and A Murder Most Foul, The Life of a Hitman are solely works of fiction, and any similarities to persons living or dead are merely coincidental. The music used in this podcast is the second movement of Franz Schubert's Piano Trio in E-flat, Opus 100. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to email me at drrichardmarks@gmail.com. That's drrichardmarcs@gmail.com. If you enjoy the show, please like and subscribe to the podcast and tell a friend. Thank you, and until next week, be more than you seem.